Hi, Internet. Welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel. It is Thin Lizzy Thursday, which means we're reacting to Thin Lizzy, maybe? Phil Lynott, Black Star Riders? I don't know. So, it's supposed to be storming all week here in Nashville. So, I'm recording this on my lunch break while I still have some good sun because, like the Wicked Witch of the West, I can't get wet, or rather, my camera. It doesn't look good in the nighttime, so I gotta do it while I have that tiny bit of sunlight. So let's see if we can keep this reaction under 30 minutes. Can we do it? Well, let's fire up the random song generator, see what we get. All right. So we've got a big one this week. We've got the title track off of Solo in Soho. A classic in the catalog. I mean, title track off of Phil's first solo album. Um, yeah, this is a pretty big deal. Um, you know, it's one that I'm not going to say that I love as much as some of the other stuff that we've done on the channel, but I don't hate it either. This is more middle of the road in the entire catalog for me, where I think it's good, and it's not like necessarily bottom tier, but it's not necessarily the highest echelons of the Lizzy Lynott catalog either. So you know what? This is gonna be a good one. Let's dive into it, see what we find, and yeah, get some magic. So let's check out Solo in Soho off the first Phil Lynott album, Solo in Soho.
Out on the streets every day.
This isn't right. You said that
I'm a clapped out whore.
All right, so beginning with that spoken word bit, if you had all the reverb and it was more dramatic, it would be a Steinman opening monologue. But this this is the I remember when I had the CD in with the wife, and it this was one where it got a little bit awkward during the car ride but luckily that was so quiet that she couldn't really hear it. But that is a way to start off the piece, but it's meant to get you into the dark atmosphere of the song. When you see the cover, Phil looks cool against that black brick wall, but this song is sort of like the a dark, edgy, menacing, urban atmosphere of a tune, and yeah, I'm excited to get into it. Yeah, let's let's rewind so we can get that transition into the intro and just enjoy it.
Out on the streets every day.
this isn't right. You said that
I'm a clapped out whore.
Stop this lying, stop this cheating, stop treating me like I am some kind of fool over whose eyes you can pull the wool. You're not so cool, remember it's to me you're speaking. Stop cutting, stop hurting, stop this dirt about you lifting up your skirt to any man dressed in pants with shirt buttons undone and flirting. When you're solo down in Soho, there is no hope, no how, no place to go. You will go alone. Some people say I'm a crazy kind of fool, but be that as it may, you always treat me cruel. Solo in Soho.
All right, so this is you got kind of like a reggae kind of rhythm and feel to the piece. So kind of reminding me a little bit of the Police because same era and the reggae influences. And also dark and menacing lyrically, like a lot of Police stuff. That synthesizer, I really love the tone of the synth and just the way that it just the pads and just the way it fills the space. It's a very appealing sound. And rhythmically, it's got this very like continuous nature to the lyrics, like it never really lets up. Um, and so I like the rhythm and melody of the lyrics. So that's strong stuff there. Good performance. He's doing a good job of mixing in those reggae elements, but still keeping his distinctive vocal style. So all good. And let's look at these lyrics. Stop this line. Stop this cheating. Stop treating me like I am some kind of fool over whose eyes you can pull the wool. You're not so cool. Remember, it's to me you're speaking. So a lot of lyric coming out at once there. Stop cutting. Stop hurting. Stop this dirt about you lifting up your skirt to any man dressed in pants with shirt buttons undone and flirting. Um, so basically, this seems to be about, uh, Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light. But, it's going down, on the streets, lonely night. And so maybe like Phil, the way I'm interpreting these lyrics based upon um, this reading, and like I said, this song isn't necessarily one of the ones that's more frequent in my playlist. I do like it, but I haven't necessarily done the deep dive analysis of the lyrics. Maybe Phil is dating a prostitute in the song and is upset about her going on the streets to make that extra cash. Um, some people say I'm a crazy kind of fool, but be that as it may, you always. I might skip some lines. When you are so low down in Soho, there is no hope, no how, no place to go. You will go along. Some people say I'm a crazy kind of fool, but be that as it may, you always treat me cruel. Solo in Soho. Now, as a Yankee, I haven't been to Soho. Is he referring to? Yeah, probably in the West End of London. Let's see what Wikipedia has to say about this because I haven't been to London. Uh, Originally a fashionable district for the aristocracy, it has become one of the main entertainment districts in the capital since the 19th century. Na, 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 na. Sold its reputation as a major entertainment district. So, are there shadier parts of Soho? I don't know. Ooh, gentrification. Let's see what years are that. 1680s. Yeah, looking for something a little bit more current. So I'm just going to assume there's some shady parts in Soho. Uh, maybe it's a little bit more edgy to walk the streets at night. I don't know. All the pictures make it look very nice, but that's the trick. When you do the Google image search, you're not necessarily going to get the dark, edgy grit of Soho at night. Or also just like maybe he just liked the rhyme. But yeah, let's rewind just a hair and get back to the song.
Stop talking, stop eating. We can't go on meeting and greeting and meeting and sleeping and meeting and cheating. You know that's deceiving and that's repeating.
All right, so the lyric sheet that I found, which I actually didn't go to Genius, I just pulled it up on the Google search. Has some errors in the lyrics, but stop talking, stop eating. We can't go on meeting and greeting, meeting and cheating and meeting and sleeping. That's deceiving, and that's only repeating. and then it goes on to when you're so low, down in Soho, etc., etc. And that's all the lyrics that pulled up. So probably just going to be vamping after this point in the song. But this could end up being not necessarily about a prostitute, but just about an affair and meeting up for a dark and shady affair. But maybe this woman that he's meeting up with is having affairs with numerous partners. Um, Lyrics are a little bit vague, but with that intro, that definitely gives you the prostitution angle to the lyrics. Um, and so it's very interesting because when you're looking at the album cover, like Phil is looking like cool and collected, and doesn't necessarily give off the impression of just like dark and shady stuff because like he's looking fly in that suit, he's looking good. Um, but when you get that extra layer to it, it adds this edge of darkness to the piece, and it's appropriate for a solo album. You call it Solo in Soho, the first solo album of Phil, but it's interesting how the album cover and title gives off one impression when you see it and you hear the first song, "Dear Miss Lonely Hearts," and you get a certain vibe of what you think the album's going to be, and it takes you in a lot of interesting twists and turns in different places, and I do like that. Like you can get something from the phrase "solo in Soho" in the album cover that's completely different than what you're getting from the song itself. So I actually think that's pretty cool. Musically, there's not necessarily that much dynamic shift going on, but you don't really need it. The melody is strong, the lyric is strong, the hooks are strong. So, it's a solid piece. We're about halfway through. I don't know how many other pauses I'm really going to need, but going to rewind just a hair and we'll get back to the song.
When you're solo down in Soho, there is no hope, no how. You've got nowhere to go, but you go alone. Some people say I'm a crazy kind of fool, but be that as it may, you always treat me cruel. Solo in Soho.
Yeah, great riff, great vocals, and I was getting lost in the sauce there. Cool stuff.
Solo in Soho. When you are solo in Soho, there is no hope, no how, no how. You've got nowhere to go, but you go along. Some people say I'm a crazy kind of fool. Be that as it may, always treat me cruel. Solo in Soho.
That was a cool little bass run at the end there, and I just realized this song would pair really well with the Kiss song "Dirty Livin'," sort of really driven by that bass line and that rhythm with the darker lyrical atmosphere. Those songs would go very well together. Um, yeah, so I tend to like a little bit more up tempo music, um, and I'm not necessarily as into reggae as a genre overall. But this is a strong piece. This is a very good song, done very well. Yeah, I approve. Not that he needs my approval necessarily, but Yeah, definitely an interesting choice for the title track, but cool stuff. And so now we play the game where we see where this ends up in the ranking, and hopefully that worked. Yeah, it did. Okay. So, Solo in Soho. All right. So, I don't think it's going to be A rank. It's not C rank, so it's going to be somewhere in the B rank. All right. So, all right. So I'm debating as to whether or not. All right. So it's going to be below Call the Police. The question is it better than I Don't Want to Forget How to Jive? This is where my conflict comes in. And I am going to go ahead. This is, yeah, Solo in Soho barely edges out I Don't Want to Forget How to Jive. Barely edges it out, but no shame in its placement. Um, not. This is one where it actually might be of higher quality than B rank. It might be A rank in terms of the quality, but in terms of my tastes and preferences, uh, that's where I'm gonna put it. Call the Police rocks more, bro. The Farmer, better hooks. Things ain't working out down at the farm. Yeah, better hooks. Good song. I'll say great song, but not not necessarily my normal musical style. That's not to say that like I don't get locked in and I don't enjoy it every time it comes on, but I like the other stuff more. Just because something ranks lower doesn't mean I don't like it. This is no Charlie, I gotta go. We'll leave it at that. But certainly not a piece to be embarrassed by. I'm definitely a fan. So, interested in what you think about Solo in Soho? Let me know in the comments. In the comments down below. Ho, that joke was terrible. uh, but yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to do the liking, commenting, subscribing. There's a couple new episodes of the Troyan Show. If you want to hear me talk about classic rock for a long time, check out the Brad Page episode. If you want me to hear me talk about classic rock for some of the time, check out the Joseph DeGolier episode. Those are both out now, and stick around for more content on the channel. Hope you guys have a good one. Bye, everyone.